Ever felt like you're just not good enough? Whether it's at work, a project you're currently working on, or your looks. And it's actually a common issue. And I can tell you, I've been there. And through books and trying then out different strategies, I was able to improve my life. And that's why I want to share with you today those strategies and hope that you could use them as well in your life to improve it. So firstly, I thought, let's combat this with working really hard and trying to be perfect in everything I do, which was actually quite a bad strategy because that led to even more bad feelings like anxiety and unhappiness. And therefore it's so crucial to understand first why you're feeling like you're feeling, and then getting onto fixing it with strategies. And for me it was low self-esteem, which is actually a common theme among those who have this feeling of not being good enough. The first strategy is about changing your belief system, because it's the key, it's the foundation on which everything else is built. And if you don't believe that you're good enough, you will never feel good enough. For example, in school I often held back because I thought my opinion would be wrong. Through reading books, I realized that I need to change my perspective in order to change my actions. And so I started to look for those negative beliefs I had, like not being good at English because of my bad grades at school. And then I turned them around. So I made positive affirmations, I visualized myself as a good English speaker, and over time, so doing those affirmations and visualizations regularly and also putting in the work, I was able to overcome it and finish school with a really good grade in English. Therefore, try to see when it comes up that you're feeling not good enough, and write it down and reflect on it. And then rephrasing them, those negative beliefs, into positive ones. And at the end, it's stacking like rocks on a scale, where you have on the one side your negative beliefs, which is currently stronger, and on the other your positive beliefs, which is down. And therefore it's about continuously working on it, so visualizing it and stacking the rocks, so it slowly becomes the stronger belief and therefore replaces the old belief and becomes automatic and part of your identity. And I actually need a coffee right now because it's so hot. And yeah, iced coffee, always good. So I'm back, got a coffee. Amazing, that's the right thing. That's the thing I need, you know, if it's hot. Okay, let's talk about the next strategy, which is celebrating your past achievements, because it is crucial to reflect and then also build upon your past achievements. Most feelings of inadequacy actually stem from comparing ourselves to others, where we start to focus on the things we lack rather than the things we have already accomplished. And in my own experience, I often fell into the trap of comparison, where I compared my journey towards the seemingly perfect one of others on social media. And that then led to a toxic cycle where my self-worth was suddenly somehow tied to something which is just outside of my control. And through that I realized that it just doesn't make sense to compare myself to others. It's like comparing apples with oranges. It doesn't make sense. And that's when I started to really focus on my own stuff and just celebrate each little success I have. And as I had once the goal of being able to write an app from start to finish, I can now say I can do that. And every time I feel down, I reflect on those past achievements, like that I'm now able to write an app and be able to speak fluently English. And so that's what gives me then confidence and that I'm capable of success in my own right. So think about the successes you had, no matter how small they might seem, and start to use them as a confirmation that you're capable of success in your own right. The third strategy is about setting goals and hereby focusing on two aspects. One, that the goal is actually inside of our control, and two, that it is realistic. So let's take my YouTube channel for example. A common objective might be to hit a certain subscriber count and views in a specific time frame. But is this actually within my control? While I can influence it with the effort and time I put into each video, I can't actually control how many people at the end watch the video. And therefore, it is much smarter to not focus on the numbers, but on the things I can manage, which is the quality and quantity of videos I will produce. The other part is when deciding on the number of videos I want to produce. It is easy to get carried away and say, okay, I will produce 10 videos a week. But that's just not realistic. And therefore I would be setting up myself for failure and then this feeling of not being good enough. And so by focusing on these two aspects, one, that the goal is realistic and also inside my control, I set myself up for success and not try to match any view count, which is like purely outside of my control and then feeling not good enough. So the next time you set goals, think about, is this really inside of my control and is it realistic? And then you set it yourself up for success and you can celebrate your achievements and build up your belief system, stacking the rocks on the scale. And remember, you're running your own race. It's just a worth to compare yourself to others on the internet. And use your past achievements to build on them and start reprogramming your mind. Set goals that are inside your control and achievable. If you have used other strategies, make sure to share them in the comments. I would love to chat. And with that, I hope you liked the video. Make sure to hit the like button if you did. And if you want to see more content like this, subscribe. And yeah, we see each other in the next one. So good.